And from a tensile test, what mechanical properties can be calculated. Okay, so is tensile test. How tensile test can be performed, and what properties can be calculated from a tensile test, and mechanical properties. So, first of all, what is tensile test? So, from the terminology, I think all of you clear that tensile test means just stretching of a material by applying load, or pulling a material by applying a load up to fracture of the material. Okay, so if you pull a material or stretch a material, then what will happen? The material will elongate. So this phenomena is called nothing but a tensile. Okay, so what happened? To pull the material or to stretch the material, load is required. Obviously, the more and more load is required to pull the material. Like in this animated view, so if you pull this cylindrical specimen, then what happens? Load will required, and I know, and and how much are you elongate? Depending on that, the load will increase. Means increasing the uh, elongation, the load will more and more load will required, and from this load you can calculate the stress. That is nothing but a force divided by cross sectional area. Okay, so in the first case, suppose in this case, if you uh, stress the material, this cylindrical specimen, if you stress this cylindrical specimen, means if you are applying a force, okay, in tensile test what happen? One end actually kept fixed, in this one end is actually kept fixed, and in the another end you are fixed, hold the specimen with a grip, and this grip will move. Okay, or this grip will either move in downwards or upward direction. If this grip in upward, then this part will move uh, towards the down. Okay, so what will happen? This material will stretch. Now, now suppose, so what happen? To elongate the material, to elongate this rod, load will required, and stress is nothing but a load divided by this cross sectional area. This cross sectional area. So, as we elongate the specimen, more and more stress will required. Now, after this is after achieving this amount of strain, uh, if you unload, means if you remove the load completely, then what will happen? The material will come back to zero position, and this is actually called the elastic behavior, or this part actually elastic region. Okay. Now, now suppose if you stretching the material more by applying more and more force, and after this proportional limit, this is the proportional limit. So proportional limit means From this limit, if you unload the material or if you release the stress, then material will come back to the zero or original size. And if you applied more and more force from this proportional limit, then material again elongate and the shape of the stress strain curve will change here. Okay, so after this portion, the shape of the stress strain curve will change, and it looks like so. This black color line is the stress strain curve of a material. So as you increasing the load, the material will elongate. Okay, or to elongate the material, more and more stress is, or more and more uh, force is required. Okay, so this F is nothing but a proportional limit, and after this proportional limit, there is a yield strain, the yield point. Okay, so some cases what happen, yield drop will occur, and again it will increase. So this there is this phenomenon is called the yield phenomenon. I will explain later. And and uh, this D point, this point is called ultimate tensile strength, and E is nothing but a pressure. So see this view, what will how the material will stretch. So here this yielding point will occur, then the material will harden, then necking will occur. Necking means just localized deformation. What happens in this, the material will deform at localized portion only. Okay, and after necking, the material get failed. Okay, so in laboratory, how this experiment performed. Just see this video in a laboratory, how this experiment performed actually. So, so the material, those have the yield point phenomenon. Okay, so yield phenomenon will noticed in case of carbon steel. So this is actually diameter, original diameter, and L naught is the length. Okay, means gauge length. So this is the gauge length. Gauge length means the specimen is look like uh, so this part is called the uh, upper grip, and this is the lower. So in this universal testing machine, upper part will move. Upper part is the moving part. This is actually and the lower part actually here the lower part is fixed. So this lower part is called the here the lower part actually called the load cell. So in the lower part there is a load cell. That load cell will sense the load, how much load is experiencing. Okay, and this is called the extensometer. So this extensometer here we will measure the extension precisely. This extensometer will precisely measure the extension. Okay. Now see what happened during the test. What will happen? So along the y-axis, there is a this is the force, nothing but the force, and along the x-axis is there is a elongation. So in this window you can see the force in Newton, and in this window you will see the position. From this position You can measure the elongation, and from this direct you can directly get the elongation from this extensometer also. Now see what will happen uh, here. So material start to elongate, and load will increase. So this window, what happened? The value is increasing. So it is in kilonewton. So and what happened here? The load will suddenly decrease. So this phenomena is called actually yield point phenomena. Okay, okay, and this phenomenon will occur due to the Ludor's effect. I will explain what is the Ludor's effect and how this phenomenon occurs in case of carbon steel. Okay, now what happened? The material get strain hardened from here, and as the material get strain hardened, so more and more load is required to elongate the material. Okay, material get hardened, so what happened? More and more load or stress is required to elongate the material. So see here the load is increasing. Okay, and position also increasing. Position also increasing means material will get elongated. Okay, and now what happened? See here, here is the necking is now necking in necking on the material occurs, and material ultimately, and if you pulling the material again, and then what happens? The material get failed or fractured here. Okay, so ultimately the material fractured. So this is the engineering stress strain diagram. Okay, so this is actually the force elongation diagram, and from this you can calculate this. This is the actually upper yield force, and this force, from this force you can calculate the uh, upper yield limit, and this the lower is called nothing but the lower force, or from this lower force value you can calculate the lower yield value. The here the maximum point, that is the tangent of this extension curve, means horizontal tangent, or this tangent line in horizontal line will touch uh, at this curve. So this is called the actually ultimate tensile strength. Okay, so this is the fractured specimen. Just look like after fracture, or it will looks like this. Now after the fracture, you can also take the length, and so how much length will increase after the test. So this is actually original length, the second specimen, and this is the after the deformation. So what happened? The length increase. Okay, and what happened? This is the here the diameter is reduced. This is called reduction in area. So if you calculate the area on the part, on this part, then you will get the reduction in area. Now in the second case, for a material having no yield point phenomenon. So in this case, what will happen? So this is actually aluminum material. So in this case, what will happen? Just see this. Just attaching this two grips of the universal testing machine of to grip the this test specimen. Okay, and this is actually the extensometer. You attach this extensometer to get the
जी
strain value. Okay,
सर चात ऐड होना चाह रहा लेकिन ऐड नहीं हो पा रहा सर इसमें मीटिंग में
on.
चात खान है सर एक चात खान
Okay, I mean just Okay. So I think all of you clear that how the tensile test can be performed in the laboratory. Okay. So now this is actually the universal testing machine. Okay. So this is the specimen. Here you connect the extensometer to measure the strain. Okay. Means you can also measure the strain or elongation uh, by changing the position of his crosshead. This is actually called the crosshead. So this crosshead will move in downward. So the position changes of this crossover, you can or from this you can also measure the strain value, but this strain value is not a correct. So to get the correct value, you have to attach a extensometer. Okay, and this extensometer will gives the correct strain value. Okay, means the elongation value. Okay, why this the moment of this crosset value will not give the correct strain? Because there is some slackness. Means in the with this crosset some screw, some linkages are there. So this the change of this crosset position will not give the correct measurement of strain. So to get the current measurement of strain, we have to attach a extensometer. This is an electronic device. So from this extensometer, you will get the correct strain value. Okay. So now this crosset will move downwards, and this specimen will elongate. And to elongate this specimen, force is required. And if you divided this force with the cross-sectional area of the specimen, then you will get the strength value. Okay. So this is actually the extensometer. This is a specimen. This attached like this. Sometimes actually this tensile test can be performed in the three different modes. One is by load control, another is by position control, and third one is by strain control. So load control means you are increasing, means you are controlling the load. Means you are giving the command to the machine that this amount of load, suppose 50 Newton load will increase per time. Okay. So this is actually rate of load. So this control is called nothing but a load control. Another tensile test can be performed by position control. So position control means this crosshead, the lower part, this part. So this part is called the crosshead. So this the movement of this crosshead. You can also control the movement of this crosshead. So this is sometimes called the position control mode also. Position control means you are giving the command to the machine that this amount of elongation, this amount of movement of the crosshead uh, have to be done with respect to or with per unit time. Means suppose 5 mm per minute or per second, 5 5 mm per minute can be travel this uh, crosshead towards down. Okay, so this is actually position control mode. Another control mode is the extensometer control mode, or this sometimes it is called strain control mode. Okay, so in strain control mode, what happens? Uh, the machine get input value that the test will be controlled by this extensometer. Now, change of the value of this by the change of the value of this extensometer means what amount of extensometer will travel per unit time. Okay, so in this case, actually, you can directly get that tensile test you are giving. You can give the uh, control input that the test can be performed some percentage with respect to time. Means per unit time. Suppose 1 percentage per second. So a specimen will stretch only 1 percentage per second. Or you can give this the increment of extensometer can vary from a small value to a high amount. Means suppose 0.0001 per second. Okay, 0.0001 per second means 0.01 percentage per second. Okay, so by giving this comment, you can control the test precisely. Okay, so so the so strain control mode or extension control mode is highly precise, highly accurate uh, tensile test. So by extensometer or by strain control test, you can precisely control the tensile test. Okay, means in extensometer control test, you can give the input value. Means here the input value is percentage per second or only per second. So in a strain means increment of a strain. Okay. So this is the ASTM standard ASTM tension test specimen. Okay. So this portion is called the gauge length. This is the diameter, gauge diameter. Yeah, in this part, the specimen will hold by the grip. Okay, and there is a relation that this diameter, this is called the gauge diameter. So this gauge diameter and this gauge length. So the ratio of gauge length divided by gauge diameter should be uh, around 4.5. So this is the actually STM standard rules. Okay, so it should be 4 to 4.5. Okay, sorry for disturbances. नेटवर्क कनेक्शन टूट गया था. ओके, अभी मेरा स्क्रीन आ रहा है?
नो सर.
नो सर.
ओके ओके, 1 मिनट मैं शेयर कर रहा हूँ. अच्छा, नहीं हुआ. अभी आ
Yes
रहा है ना?
sir.
Okay, so after a tensile test, what will get? Tensile test तो परफॉर्म किया. So after a tensile test in universal testing machine, and most of the sophisticated universal testing machine, like Instron is one sophisticated universal testing machine. So after tensile test, you will get 3 to 4 files. Okay, in one there is a one PDF file. In this PDF file, from this PDF file, you will get the load extension card. Okay, so it means you can design this PDF file. What type of card do you need? It may be load extension or tensile stress versus tensile strain, true stress versus true strain. Whatever you need, you can design this report. So after every test, you will get this type of this type of file. Okay, understand? Visible है ना? Right. So so this is this is the copper material. This copper material, I have tested this copper material, and this copper material annealed at 520 degrees centigrade, and this copper material strained at 0.001 per second, means 0.001 percentage per second. So here strain rate is 0.1 percentage per second. So so the material strain at 0.1 percentage per second, and it will strain up to how much? More than 50%. Okay, so it strains more than 50%, and the material will ultimately fail. And from this tensile test, you can get directly the tensile properties. So what properties you will get? So just see here. First, E modulus. Okay, tensile stress at yield means 0.2% offset yield stress. I will explain one by one those values yield stress. How can you calculate this yield stress? E modulus. How you calculate? How can you calculate this yield E value? And tensile stress means maximum tensile stress. Then tensile stress at break, and so where the material will break, here the material will break. So the stress at in this position. Okay, and tensile strain at maximum load. So when the maximum load, so here the maximum load, this is the maximum load. So what is the tensile strain at here? So this is actually called the uniform strain. Okay, this is sometimes called the uniform strain. And you can also get the value of energy at break, means total energy in kilojoule. So this is actually the area under the stress strain curve. And another value you can get this value strain hardening exponent n. So this is actually hardening exponent, and we will tell what is n in the next class. Means later I will tell. So this is the PDF file. This file will automatically generate, and another file, this raw file will also generate. So from this raw file, this is nothing but a there is some column of load, strain, tensile stress. So what column do you need? Means what value do you need? You can put before the test. You means you have to design the method, and those values you will get. Means raw data. Raw data means during the testing. So during the testing, this tensile strength, this column, actually you are increasing this value. You are controlling this value. जो कॉलम में अभी सिलेक्ट किया हूँ, this value you are increasing by giving the command to the machine. Okay, and by increasing this strain value, this strain value will increase. Means this is the response. Okay, so means this stress is required to increase this amount of strain value. And by plotting these two values, we will get this strain curve like this. See this how can we plot? So just select these two columns. Okay, two columns, and if you plot a curve, so just see how I am plotting. So if you plot a curve, then this type of curve will generate. So this is nothing but a stress strain curve. Okay, have you seen? Okay, तो ये डिस्प्ले हो रहा है ना, स्क्रीन आ रहा है ना मेरा स्क्रीन?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so from this stress strain value from the tensile test, you can uh, you can construct a stress strain curve, and from this raw data value, raw stress strain value, you can calculate all the mechanical properties, means all the tensile properties like E modulus. So okay. One day I will tell how you calculate all these tensile properties like E modulus, okay, yield stress, ultimate tensile stress, uniform strain, total strain, uh, reduction in cross-sectional area, okay, work hardening exponent, that is N, and strength coefficient. So how these value, these are the tensile properties. So how these values can be calculated from a tensile test? You can directly get the value or from this PDF file, or you can calculate. Okay, so this is the better to calculate. So one day I will explain, or I will give you a training that how these values can be calculated, and I will share some tensile data. So from this data you have to calculate these tensile properties. Okay, understand? Now so from a raw data you can construct a stress strain curve like this. Okay, isn't it? So you can construct a curve like this. So, so this is the stress strain curve. Okay. So this curve is nothing but this curve. This is the stress strain curve. So from this raw data, you can construct a load extension or stress strain curve. Okay. So up to this proportional limit, the elongation is called the elastic deformation, and after this elastic deformation means from here to this elastic deformation to ultimate tensile strength or uniform deformation. This region called is this is called actually up to the uniform deformation. So from this elastic to uniform deformation is called the plastic deformation. This part is actually plastic part. Okay, and in the at the ultimate tensile strength, the material at the necking will occur. Necking begins, and ultimately here the material will fail or fracture. Okay, and this is the called the total elongation. Means 0 to how much the material total elongate. Okay, so uh, how you calculate the point two offset percent yield stress? So yield stress, actually yield stress is generally yield stress is calculated by offsetting 0.2%. Means this proportional line you just offset from 0 to 0.2%, and here you get the value. This value is called the 0.2% offset yield stress. Okay, and this value is called the ultimate tensile strength. This strength value. Okay, so Duke's quick tip: some express load in newtons and area in millimeter square, and dividing the load with respect to millimeter square, then you will get the stress in MPa. Mechanical properties of metals are almost always given in MPa or KSI, and Hooke's law is tell that the S is means modulus of elasticity is nothing but a stress divided by strain. Is proportional line. So if you 0 to 1, give me 0 to 1, then this curve will looks like uh, 100. So point two offset means this proportional limit. This proportional limit means this proportional line. So this is the proportional line. Okay, so this proportional line just use shifting from 0 to point 2 here. So where this point will cut, here the stress strain this line will cut here, this is stress and value here. So this is the value, and you will get this value just Okay, next I will explain how you calculate all these properties. Okay,
Okay, sir.